Want to burn fat, build lean muscle, and stay full for longer? The secret: protein. But not just any protein. I'm talking about the top 5 protein-packed foods that I routinely eat that have allowed me to drop 30 pounds and maintain it for years now. Stick around because number 1 might surprise you. Hi, I'm Dr. Zaldivar, and I quit my nutrition professor job at the University of Miami so I could focus on reaching a wider audience online. One of the great things about eating a lot of these protein foods is that you burn 30% of the calories in those foods just to digest that food. So for every 100 calories coming from protein, you're really only getting 70 calories of that. So let's say you had 1,000 calories from protein per day. 300 calories of that you've already burned just to break down that protein. That's the equivalent of a whole exercise hour that you don't have to do. And so you see how easy it is to lose weight and then maintain that weight loss if you keep your diet high in protein. All right, let's dive in. Number 5 is eggs. These little powerhouses are packed with protein. They're so versatile. You can take boiled eggs with you anywhere you go. And please don't fear the yolk. Every major organization has switched their stance regarding cholesterol coming from the food. And so there used to be a lot of fear regarding egg yolks or just cholesterol-rich foods in general. And now we know that the amount of cholesterol you're getting from your diet does not affect your blood levels of cholesterol in any way, shape, or form. I even filmed a whole YouTube video on cholesterol and whether or not you should worry about that when it comes to your risk of heart disease. I will make sure I link that video at the end of this YouTube video. Number 4 is Greek yogurt. This isn't just any type of yogurt. Greek yogurt actually has twice the amount of protein as compared to regular yogurt. So it's going to suppress your appetite and keep you fuller for longer. Not to mention that it's packed with probiotics that are really good for your microbiome and your gut health. I highly recommend going for the unflavored, unsweetened yogurts because that's not going to create cravings. I talk so much about addictive foods and foods that can stimulate cravings. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why I managed to lose the weight and maintain it for years now, despite struggling with that from a very young age, is because I've raised my baseline dopamine. One of the ways I raised my baseline dopamine is by eliminating foods that drag your baseline dopamine lower and things that are a little bit too delicious that have added sugars or flavors. Those things are going to trigger your cravings, and so the more you eat of them, the more you want of them. And so try to stick to whole, unprocessed, unsweetened Greek yogurt, and you're going to lose weight very easily that way. Number 3 is chicken breast or chicken thighs that are skinless. The reason why we're removing the skins right now is because we still want to create a caloric deficit if you want to lose weight. Because yes, if you're consuming protein foods that are very high in fat and you're not creating that caloric deficit, you're just not going to see this massive drop in your weight that's going to be so motivating. And if you look at the calorie content in chicken breast and skinless chicken thighs, it is so similar. There's really not much of a difference in the calorie count. So skinless chicken thighs can be just as low in calories and super high in protein and just as filling. I really like to get skinless chicken thighs, put them in a slow cooker on low heat for 4 hours with a little bit of water. You can add a little bit of onion powder or garlic powder, and they turn out super juicy and tender, and you can add them to any meal, and that's gonna keep you full for a very long period of time while still creating a large calorie deficit. Number 2 is salmon. Salmon is not just any kind of protein, it's a type of protein that's high in iodine and those powerful omega-3 healthy fats that your brain needs to function right, and also omega-3 fats are going to lower inflammation in the body. Not only that, but omega-3s also lower insulin resistance, allowing you to tap into your fat stores and burn them for energy very easily. If you want to learn more how powerful reversing insulin resistance is for weight loss, I have a YouTube video dedicated to that. I'll make sure I link it at the end of this YouTube video. If you can include salmon twice a week, then you are golden when it comes to iodine and omega-3 intake. And number 1 is ground beef. That's right, you heard that right. Red meat is a nutritional powerhouse. Do not believe all of the nutritional studies that just lump together red meat eaters with junk food eaters. Those are correlational studies. They are not high quality, unfortunately, even though they're numerous. but they do not differentiate between somebody eating red meat as part of a hamburger that has fries and soda and dessert versus somebody who's eating just a high quality grass-fed piece of steak or ribeye. Red meat is high in taurine, a really powerful anti-aging molecule that's also great for your mental health and energy. It's high in creatine and carnitine, B vitamins, zinc, and iron. For weight loss, I would urge you to go with a leaner cut of meat. So instead of going for the ribeye, I would go with leaner ground beef, just because you still need a caloric deficit, and it's just so much easier to create that caloric deficit if you go with leaner cuts of meat. But you can still include high-fat beef as long as you increase the amount of physical activity during the day to ensure a caloric deficit is created. It would be so demoralizing to be eating all the right foods and not seeing your body weight drop consistently. I believe in generating momentum because that's going to feed into your mindset and it's going to improve your motivation every day to steer clear from fattening foods that are going to simply create more and more cravings. I really like to do ground beef with sour cream. I do get light sour cream, and recently I've been mixing it up and I'm getting ground chicken and ground turkey with sour cream, and they're all absolutely delicious. You have to give your body a little bit of time to adapt to those foods. If you come from a history of eating very delicious foods, even diet foods like protein bars and protein shakes and keto treats, they can really numb out your taste buds. And so just a few days of eliminating those will reset your taste buds, and all of a sudden you're going to taste how delicious real food is and how delicious ground beef or ground chicken or ground turkey really is. Also, I do believe in having variety in your diet. There are some nutrients that you can find in poultry like turkey and chicken that you can't really find in high enough amounts in beef, and vice versa. So having that variety in your diet is something that I feel very strongly about. Also, if you don't want to go through the adaptation phase or the sugar withdrawal phase, I highly urge you to look into raising your baseline dopamine levels. There is really no need to suffer from the sugar withdrawal adaptation symptoms. If you don't know what those sugar withdrawal adaptation symptoms are, I filmed a whole YouTube video on that. I will link it at the end of this video so that you are mentally prepared. But just know that you don't have to go through them if you are raising your baseline dopamine levels. There are different ways to do that: exercise, visualization, and certain other techniques. I break them all down in my guides, Dopamine Brain and Monster Mindset. You can find them under the fitness bundle on DrZaldivar.com/shop. The fitness bundle is also linked in the description box below. And if you want to get results faster, then definitely check out my coaching packages at DrZaldivar.com/coaching. I just introduced a very budget-friendly coaching tier called Support Coaching, where you meet with me on one Zoom call a month, and then the rest of the month we're doing meal plan adjustments and exercise adjustments so you never plateau, and most importantly, you get unlimited email support and accountability. And if you want to learn more about high protein diets, I will send you a free guide, the 30-day carnivore diet challenge guide, when you sign up to my newsletter at DrZaldivar.com/newsletter. So there you have it, the top 5 protein-rich foods that are going to help you lose weight super fast and keep you full and help you build muscle at the same time. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you want more fat burning tips, make sure you give this YouTube video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell icon so YouTube alerts you every time I post a new video. And feel free to share this YouTube video with a friend or family member who might benefit from this type of information. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.